Everybody say, say, how can I express my gratitude for all the many things you've done for me? Words are not enough to say thank you. So Lord, you are my everything. You're my everything. How can I express my gratitude? How can I express my gratitude for all the many things you Father, you done for me, yeah. Words are not enough to say thank you. So Lord, you are, you're my everything. See, I call you Jireh. Lord, my provider. I call you Nisi. You are my battle. I call you Rapha. Hey. You are my healer. Say, Lord, you are. You're my everything. I call you Jireh. Lord, my provider. I call you Nisi. You are my battle. I call you Rapha. You are my healer. Say, Lord, you are. You're my everything. Oh, you're my thing, you know. 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 Yeah. So, oh, yeah. Oh, you're my thing, you know. Oh, you're my thing, you know. Yeah. Oh, you're my thing, you know. Oh, you're my thing, you know. Say, I call you Jireh, say. I call you Jireh. Lord, my provider. I call you Nisi. You are my battle. I call you Rapha. Hey. You are my healer. Say, Lord, you are my everything. Yeah. Are you ready, everybody? All right, listen. Will you make one cover? 1, 2, 3. I can breathe without you, say. I can breathe without you. I can move without you, Lord. I can move without you. Hey, who am I without you? Who am I without you? Say, I can live without you, yeah. I can live without you. I can breathe without you, Lord. I can breathe without you. I can move without you, yeah. I can move without you. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Who am I?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your location. Ankra bia ohwemi anope mema obi bia ache enensu odua nyaotwedi amponyankopon ene due onyankopon de ache ye na edwumedi a ye de ba ma kwan every Friday bia wache ye nkwan wache ye ahoden na ye de bre ma kwan de ene mesre se enidie mu bra be ka me ho. Any mentna free now until the time 11 o'clock sharp na yewie na megide say enkodu hono na wo che fine wo mu no na won saka. Ene nso adom ne nti no enya hoden de aba a BWF Solicitors every Friday no ma ka mo ho say omo de adesua eba abema the community no se ne be ya nyoma ekoso wo immigration mu nsam nyoma ekoso wo family law mu nsam nyoma ekoso wo kromu ha home office nsam nyara omo ba bedue mo na se ne be ya mo nso mo nya mo dia na mo dia to anamo sa onu adofo a wo hwe me baby biara wo mesre wani die mo bomodia na share program ne mame wo ba so a enko ba bia ye wade pama enti bomodia share na like page no afen so no ukoye YouTube channel no so a bomodia na subscribe to our YouTube channel na fa we ka ho se ne be ya ye betumi anytime I beba so bia ye the notification e de bebrel sa na tie yo ye be koso enen so no mɛsrɛ mo anidie mu sɛ moba so a mobɔ mmɔden a monhyɛ ma me. Ɛnɛ yɛwɔ topic dɛdɛɛdɛ bi a yɛde ba abɛto dwa. Na mɛsrɛ sɛ woba so na wobɛhyɛ a, tie nea yɛka no na wahyɛ. Mewɔ me resource person wɔ hɔ, mɛfrɛ no na ɔno nso de nkyia kɛseɛ de abrɛ mu na afei deɛ ɔde baeɛ a na yɛapeke from there. Yɛwɔ update kakra a yɛpɛ sɛ yɛde bɛma mo nso. Na afei nso no from there no, yɛ main topic ne yɛabɛyi ne ho adi. Nti metwa me ho na mafrɛ me nuabaa, me lawyer papa bi, lawyer Eunice, na ɔmbra na ɔmfa nkyia kɛseɛ ma yɛn ne update no. Lawyer Eunice, mema wakɔ aba ɛbɛdwumadie no so.
Major so and you white yeah
Oh, ho saa. Oh, ho
yeah
saa.
yeah
Mm,
yeah there am say mama
mm,
yeah and then so
mm,
mami enchia ye tie for ne ahwefo so
mm.
and then the yeah there am say mo abeka yensa na yetumi edi ejomedi nyame enhyira mu na I believe say mu na mo ho ye, and this is a very special day in terms of um, this month ending, and also a special day in Obia Odin birthday, a very special person to me. Into Mima Ono, so I have very, very happy birthday. When it comes to your immigration law, they be in say there's always an update in terms of inyama ACC and inyama air koso. Very very quickly, I just wanted to say it will be framing in regards to EU applications are somewhere here for settlements, and Omo can say I'm because governments now are sending for emails in regards to whether they have continuous 5 years residence ninti automatically omo settled status. I just wanted to say when you look at their guidance closely now, it mentions the fact that when you are due for settlement and answer you are due for indefinite leave to remain, na unim say what time na so ebia omo aka say omo de 2 years ebeka ho because automatically say 5 years no so na omo ehun say onye application bia omo de 2 years ebeso so. And then if for any reason omo drain say 5 years na so na omo hu omo system no so say 5 years na so there, then it is your prerogative to now make the application into a be a woware EU ni. Wo date of marriage 2019. Wo 5 years no ɛso 2024 because wo 5 years no from the time a wode ware EU nimpa no aso. But ɔmo de ɔmo hu ɔmo system no so because wo card ne say wo 5 years no bɛwu ebi a 2026. Nti ɛno no sa no sɛ wotumi ɛyɛ saa application no ɛde tom because ɔmo hu based on application no na woyɛyɛ no or 5 years no so 2026 na ɛhɔnom ɛna ɔmo bɛka sɛ okay yɛde 2 years no ɛbɛsɔ so, but sɛ wonim paa sɛ wo 5 years no aso na wontumi anyɛ application no na wodwen sɛ oh ɔmo de bɛma wo automatically a sometimes na ɛnte saa because ɛyɛ 2 years no ɛna ɔmo de bɛma wo. Nti sɛ wogye di paa sɛ wo 5 years no aso di a they've stated clearly in their guidance ne say sɛ wotumi yɛ saa settlement anaasɛ indefinite leave to remain application. Nti sɛ wodwen sɛ wo time no aso a ɛnde your application no mɛntwɛn sɛ oh 2026 no so a ebia now automatically no ɔmo de indefinite no ama me ansa na mehu sɛ menya indefinite. Ɛnyɛ saa ɛna ɛteɛ because I know obi a ne 5 years no so dedaada still na ɔmo mfa in settlement anaasɛ indefinite no ɛma no automatically nti maka kyerɛ ne sɛ ɛyɛ sɛ ɔyɛ. So don't think say because someone the emails coco around nti it's an automatic settlement and that's an indefinite leave to remain because their guidance has clearly stated say so we drink say what time now so they are end their year application no na share will evidence are over to me share for that 5 years continuous residence. So we are worried for over share 5 years residence for wo and na we yere and that's a wo any wukunu. So we had obi a ɔyɛ dependent na and there so to make sure say When ne saa nipa korɔ no mu wɔ relationship nti ebi a sɛ nipa korɔ no yɛ wo maame anaasɛ nipa korɔ no yɛ wo papa a ɛsɛ wotumi kyerɛ relationship dependency no based on the case of Ali, no, you don't have to show dependency again. Into and one is on the settlements, no, into of course, say Odrin say with time no as soon na so we yes application na why sa application no intem na wait to me in your indefinite and I say or settled status no under the EU settlement scheme. And then secondly, in regards to your home office fees, um as of last weekend, the government make an announcement on the 20th of March, say they are now increasing your application fees from the 9th of April into 9th of April and your next 2 weeks. In some more air to some fees no over sure applications made from outside the UK most of the time no your visits applications are £115 into almost as to fees no more by £12 into almost about £127 for 6 months visit visa. So we are no for 2 years and now 5 years and I said 10 years na not fees no ekikako ekikako overshare settled status applications so my screen no call down kakra bia usually no Obeshe say, yeah, applications for family members, even to enter the UK, I almost say fee no is about 1,800 plus. But this year, of course, almost the £100 be as also in is over 1,900. Um, Usually the application fees are charged in dollars from outside the UK. Into say, oh, can say you can't bank charges now, whatever can home as well. So don't just go by the fee that you are seeing on the screen, but think of the fact that because they are dollars needs there will be bank charges in regards to the fees as well. And if you look at in-country applications to say senya ɛwɔ screen no so a for workers nkurɔfoɔ a ɔmo ɛba as skilled workers anaa innovators anaasɛ startup anaasɛ global talent anaasɛ graduate route no ɔmo atoto fees no mu nkakrankra I mean by £41, £37, ebi mu by £50. Graduate route no is by £58. Nti ɔmo de fees no aka ho bi nti skilled workers especially those who are given 3 years or under ɔmo atom by £58 ɛna nkurɔfoɔ no a ɔmo wɔ 3 years or more no ɔmo atom by £115 nti they've looked at the margins and they've realized say some tutu fees no mu skilled workers are more health and care routes no so na first mutu £551 they say almost about £590 which is an additional £39 from the old fee now almost charging no. And so this applies to all those on the skilled worker routes and their dependents as well. Say question number 8 conform mobile studies no of course say OSN they will visa from the UK it's now £524, which used to be 490, so an increase of £34. So yeah, sure other applications made in the UK able to say yeah human rights applications are they be you know na first and as I see no omo charge £1,258 into there has been an increase of an additional £63 to 1,321 nti sisi from the 9th of April no almost air two fees no more to £1,321, but then the IHS fee will remain the same and no na me who say almost share that and to mubium. And then they have increases for other applications within the UK, especially indefinite leave to remain applicants. No, so say more applications that you would know, say from now it's about 2,885 pounds. And so they've increased it by another £144 to £3,029. into indefinite leave to remain applications on in all categories, is going to increase to £3,029 from the 9th of April. And there are specific fees in terms of nationality also, and they've also increased those ones by 105. Into most people, some more nationality applications are I know say you would have paid £1,630. Almost the 105 account into it will be over £1,840, I believe. So from the 9th of April now, by your nationality there, it will be about 1,800 plus. Into in a nutshell, this is how much the home office fees are increasing by. So more applications, yeah, definitely. There, we have applications to be making before the 9th of April. Into say more person more busy fee in there, and then of course make sure that you are doing so before the 9th of April 2025. Nti ma yɛte magya yɛ updates no wɔ ha na yɛtumi atoa so.
Yo, Lea Eunice, ase. Hey, ade deɛ sika yi ɔmo hu sɛ ɔmo abɛ to aketewa mu saa 11% ne 0.0.011% ya na ɔmo nso ɔmo deɛ bi aka ho. Na yɛ home office fo yi. Sɛnea ɛte bia obi bɛ sɛ yɛtim yɛkuram. Na ayɛmbia o saa nationality deɛ yi sɛ obi ɛkɔyɛ nationality ɔno nso tumi apply for fee waiver anaa.
In terms of nationality, it's only those who are under the age of 18 and are able to apply for fee waiver. And even that one, it is a discretion by the Secretary of State. In so to me, say, untumi into fees no. And if that is the case, because akwala enye adwuma no, sɛ ɔmaame anaasɛ ɔpapa ɛkyerɛ sɛ ɔntumi ntua fees no, nti sɛ wobɛtumi akyerɛ nko ara sɛ wontumi ntua eh, eh, fees no, which is going to increase in the next few days, ne deɛ, then of course they can look at it and waive it. But you have to be able to show evidence, say, w'edwuma no a woyɛ no w'akatua no ɛnso sɛ wobɛtumi ɛde sika no bi ato hɔ na wode atua saa application fee no, nti ɛho hia sɛ wobɛtumi akyerɛ sɛ wontumi ntua fees no.
Yo, Mama Eunice, ase. Na yaka makɔbɔ so sɛ wobɛyɛ nationality wontumi ntua fee na wobɛtumi apply for fee waiver. Na ɛnɛ deɛ mɛma yɛaka fee waiver ho asɛm kakra. Na yɛnhwɛ baabi a yɛbɛtumi to anamɔn sorry sɛ yɛbɛyɛ fee waiver. Ɛna some of the application no neɛ wohwɛ a yɛyɛ nso a ɛbɛtumi adi mu. Afei nso no saa fee waiver biara a yɛrehwɛ nso no sɛ yɛbɛyɛ a ɛdan ne dɛn na ɔsɛ yɛtumi de kyerɛ sɛ sei nti na mepɛ sɛ meyɛ fee waiver no. Ɛna when it comes to home office nso no a ɔmo deɛ saa adeɛ no yɛfrɛ no evidence no biribia a wobɛyɛ biara ɔmo si evidence. Nti sɛ yɛbɛtumi ayɛ with evidence or without evidence o sɛ fee waiver ne koraa what type of applications na yɛyɛ a yɛbɛtumi ayɛ bi anaasɛ sɛ yɛ struggle financially yɛ struggle yɛayɛ nim sɛ edwuma a yɛyɛ yi obi bɛsɛ hand to mouth na yɛde ma yɛn na ɛno ara na yɛdi na ɛno ara na yɛde yɛ yɛn ho nneɛma a na kyerɛ sɛ yɛbɛyɛ dɛn na ansana mɛma lawyer Eunice ade saa topic a mabobɔ ɔbɔsu yi yɛba bɛka fee waiver asɛm a mepɛ sɛ mema a very big shout out to yɛayɛ maame a ɛnɛ day 28th of March yɛ a yɛwɔ mu yi Friday yɛayɛ maame prɛko pɛ Mama Helena ɛyɛ ne birthday a nyame ɛhyira no ne afe baako aka ne mfie ho na yɛto yɛn nyinaa yɛde akoma pa yɛka sɛ Ma Helena happy birthday baby biara a ɔwɔ we wish you all the numerous blessings a nyankopɔn pɛ sɛ ɔde ma no yɛsrɛ sɛ Nyankopɔn de bɛma wo na ɔma wo ahoɔden, ɔma wo nkwa no ɛnyɛ tenten na yɛka ahoɔden a age with grace. Na afei nhyira no ɛmboro so. Nti Auntie Elena, a very special birthday message to you from the studios of BWF Solicitors. Yɛde ma wo, yɛsɛ happy birthday. Enti yɛbɛkɔ so na yɛsan akɔ so no na kyerɛ sɛ mɛsan ato nsa afrɛ yɛ maame Eunice. Na questions na medi kan ebisabisaeɛ no na ɔde abɛto dwa na afei nso no mo a moaba so nyinaa Nyame nhyira mo. Mesrɛ mo monkɔ so anhyɛ as time goes on. I acknowledge all of you na afei mama mo nso hu sɛ moka yɛn ho. Nti Eunice wadaroma. Fee waiver. Ɛdeɛ nkoraa ne fee waiver. Ɛhe na mɛtumi agyina application bɛn na mɛtumi ayɛ fee waiver. Deɛ na ɔsɛ mede kyerɛ sɛ ampa me ho kyerɛ me struggle so mentumi. Nti ɛnɛ topic yɛde abɛto hɔ ne sɛ, can I request a fee waiver from the Home Office if I'm struggling to afford the fees? Ɛmfa ho ne application meyɛ. Ɛdeɛ application na mɛtumi ayɛ. Eunice, patro wadaroma kyerɛkyerɛ mu.
That's a very my I believe say when it comes to fee waiver applications, I've heard about it and I say we've tried to make them and now crampo say mobia yakachen and say only fee waiver. And fee waiver is simply asking if you can see for and answer Home Office phone and say for fees ne enchel because idea will be to me it's here. And when we look up the fee waiver applications at Duduana Ayana Home Office based on case law, any precedents are ever honor. They've always said, say, when it comes to fee waiver applications, it is based on inconformal person human rights applications. Into say, I can't human rights applications that usually we are looking at Article 8. Into Article 8 is to do with your right to private and family life. Into say, oh, kase ebia based on the fact say what's not a chrome ha what building with life will chrome ha will social ties will cultural ties will be bia sisi ade abeye a chrome ha abeye will chrome uni crofofro bia because ebia since we buy a crampon on sanko back to chrome na ufrimpo into a chrome ha abeye chrome and based on your immigration rules no you need set so your application based on your private life, especially if you are above the age of 18, so to make sure say what's not handled for at least 20 years. Into say what's not handled for at least 20 years now, then it means say abino who say ampa with the mu oh private life no ampa for me ewo a chrome ha. Say you can't family life omo can say ebia since obaye no wabɛhyia obi nipa korɔ no ɛwɔ settlement anaasɛ nipa korɔ no ekita ne British book ɛwɔ kurom ha anaa koraa mpo sɛ nipa korɔ no ɛyɛ EU ni a okita ne pre-settled status and of course because wo ne nipa no ɛwɔ hɔ na ebi a wawɔ mba anaasɛ nipa korɔ no ɛwɔ mba a wawo no ɛwɔ kurom ha nti wo so wafɔm a family life ɛwɔ kurom ha nti specifically no either say or a yere anaasɛ ekunu a ɔyɛ British anaasɛ settled anaasɛ EU ni a okita pre-settled status anaasɛ or ɛba anaa mba a ɔmo wɔ under the age of 18 a ɔmo yɛ British anaasɛ ɔmo yɛ pre-settled children under the EU settlement scheme anaasɛ ɔmo atena UK kurom ha for a continuous period of 7 years. Saa nkurɔfoɔ wei ɛna yɛka sɛ they are making an application based on ɔmo private and family life. And then sometimes too ebia ebetumi aba ne sɛ wowɔ yareɛ bi a sɛ yɛka sɛ yɛde wo kɔ kurom a it will be torturous or degrading to your living. Nti ɛno no ɛyɛ Article 3 because wo yare yi almost say a term now. Omo de wo kɔ wo krom na omoni healthcare system ukrom na say wutua ebia thousands or millions of pounds before you are able to get any health checkup and asset to get any treatments in terms of oyare no. And see if they say they are sending you back, it means say and they help and see there's also those who will be making applications under Article 3, and that's a very high threshold. Into no sano say yeah, can say human rights applications are these are the main two that most people would normally be making applications under whilst in the UK. Nti say ebia waba krom ha, and then looking at the scenarios na mabobɔ so no, wopɛ sɛ woyɛ human rights application almost say of course you can make a human rights application, but home office for no deɛ ɔmo bɛgye ɔmo sika ɛna fees no nso ɛnsɔ nti ɛno ane sɛ mabɔ leave to remain application fee no so ɔmo ka sɛ from the 9th of April, ɔmo bɛ increase it to 1,321. Nti sisi ano deɛ ɛyɛ 1,258. Ebia wonhyɛ da ɛni adwuma afei na wopɛ sɛ woyɛ saa application no, and you are thinking about the fact say ɛsɛ wo save saa sika no ɛna ɛnyɛ saa sika no nko a ɛsɛ wotua biribi a yɛfrɛ no immigration health surcharge. Nti immigration health surcharge per adult no wotua £1,035 a year. Into £1,035 a year. For the 2 years, no, £2,587.50. It is for the 2.5 years now, omode bema no. Ubetua £2,587.50 in addition to the £1,258 now omoje for application fee no so. Into you are looking at over £3,800 just for one application. Into no sano say oh yeah application ama wo ene wo mba na, it's going to be quite tough because you are looking at it and you're thinking into sika we ni na omo beje. And if for instance because of inkolani nti untumi enhye da enye long hours untumi emfa sika ento ho se wo save sika na udi etua nti ekoba ne saa dia, then it means that ubenhia emboa in terms of making the application and then applying for fee waiver. And of course, say yeah, can't fee waiver now. Yeah, sure say for more human rights cases no and I'm moving to me ISI application. And usually what they are looking for in terms of the fact say almost a fee waiver application no say over to me actually either say you are destitute and answer you are going to be destitute. Into destitution no then destitution ne hwɛ sɛ ebia nipa korɔ no oni baby da oni aduane kora mpo obedi nti akɔba ne sɛ because ɔnyɛ adwuma no nti ɔntumi nhwɛ ne ho nhwɛ akwadaa no ebi obi hɔnom ɛna ɔɔpɛkye nti at least sɛ onya ɛdan kakra bi na at least otumi hwɛ ne ho ebi obi hɔnom ɛna ɔɔpɛkye with akwadaa no but ɔnyɛ adwuma nti ɔntumi nhwɛ ne ho ɛne akwadaa no anaasɛ ebia nipa korɔ no hɔnom na ɔte kora mpo no kɔba ne sɛ nipa korɔ no etu na ɔbɛtu ne ntɛm because ebia ne living room hɔnom ɛna ɔte watena hɔnom ebia 3 months bi nipa korɔ no aka kyerɛ ne sɛ ɔnyɛ no ɔmpɛ baabi wantumi enya baabi de a ɛndeɛ ɔbɛfiri ne fie nti sisi ade oni baabi da oni way a ɔbɛhwɛ ne ho nti that is destitution in the real sense of the word. And I say wobɛka sɛ wobɛyɛ destitute deɛ ɛndeɛ sɛ ɔmo amboa wo ntua saa fees na ɛndeɛ ɛkɔba ne sɛ ɔmo eyi wo efiri fie hɔnom anaasɛ w'adwuma no wobɛlusu because ɔmo aka sɛ fa right to work ɛba na wentumi anyɛ application na ɛndeɛ wobɛlusu w'adwuma wobɛlusu your means of income nti wontumi nhwɛ wo ho. So they look at these scenarios. They also look at the fact that you are in a compelling circumstance. Into ebia, oye juma, w'adwuma no a woyɛ no wonhyɛ daa ɛnnya sika kɛseɛ bia woyɛ part time because wohwɛ nkɔlaa no nti part time no adwuma no a woyɛ no ɛnyɛ ade a wobɛtumi save sika bia nti ɛno no saa no because you are in a compelling circumstance no nti you don't have the means no to save any money anaasɛ put any money aside nti sɛ ɔmohwɛ wo pay slips ne wo bank statements ɛne other bank statements anaa accounts a wowɔ no they would be able to see say ɛnyɛ ade a wobɛtumi etua saa sika no. And then the third test is to do with affordability. Nti ebia te sɛ sɛ nyama abobɔ so no wo ne obi na ɛte anaasɛ w'adwuma no ɛnhyɛ daa ɛnyɛ adwuma kɛseɛ bi a wonya sika kɛseɛ bi a hwɛ wo bank statements ɛne bills a wotua ɔmohwɛ wo expenses ɛne wo income a wonya no a there's no way a wo income no ebetumi asɔ wo expenses no so because ebia wo expenses no wo shopping ɛne nkɔlaa ne hwɛ ɛne beebi a wote rent a wotua there's no way a wobɛtumi etua saa home office fees no nti sɛ even if a third party crampo ɛɛboa wo crampo na third party no crampo yɛka sɛ ɔmfa ne evidence anaasɛ ne documents ɛmbɛkyerɛ sɛ ɔntumi mboa wo na wontua fees no crampo no a sɛ yɛhwɛ ɔno third party no crampo a there's no way a wobɛtumi etua home office fees no nti because of the fact that you cannot afford the fees say at least home office for no ɛde saa sika no ɛkyɛw na ɔmohwɛ application no so. And we all know said to in order for an application to be valid, you are not only filling in the right application form, but you also have to pay the right fees. Otherwise, it will not be a valid application. And see, if for any reason you're not able to pay the fees, to me reject I say I application went to your fees no into your rejected. But if you are able to make a fee waiver application in time, into a bia or 2.5 no so did that, and I say or leave did that under the human rights rules now or pay further leave to remain in the UK. And no sano so to me yeah will fee waiver application no way ahead of time and sana unkrata no ewu. If you are able to make that fee waiver application in time, then it means that at least you are still protected under section 3C. Section 3C say be our application na would the application no two move before I will leave ending and of course the home office for no make a decision na it is say senya wo previous leave no so na time no entry mu because omo da so consider wo application and as omo process it wo application no until omo make a decision no your previous leave no is still carrying on and I say is still being seen as valid until such time home office for no ever make a decision on your application. Into so we fee waiver no in time before your leave expires there, then you would see say that protection is awarded and as a given to you. Nti sɛ woyɛ fee waiver application for the first time ebi a wonni nkrataa na woyɛ saa fee waiver application no for the first time in order to be granted leave under your human rights claim ɛndeɛ sɛ wotumi kyerɛ sɛ ampa wetumi etua saa fees anaasɛ wopɛ sɛ wokyerɛ ɔmo sɛ wontumi ntua saa fees no ɔmo hwɛ ebi a the fact sɛ third party no ebia nipa koro na all support wo no wama wo dan ɔno ankasa nso ebia ɔwɔ ne mba a ɔhwɛ ɔmo nti sɛ yɛka sɛ on support wo with application fees a ɛnyɛ ade a ɔwetumi de support wo and due to recent case law yɛnim sɛ woka sɛ third party nimpa ɛna support wo financially dia ɛsɛ saa nimpa no nso etumi kyerɛ sɛ ne bank statements nie ne pay slips nie for 6 months no, so wohwɛ ne bank statements a ɛnyɛ ade a obetumi aka sɛ ɔde sika ma wo sɛ fatua a wo home office fees. Nti sɛ ɔka sɛ ɔboa wo in terms of ebi a wo didie mu anaasɛ ɔhwɛ wo in terms of nkɔlaa na wowɔ anaasɛ akɔlaa na wohwɛ no no nti home office for no ɛpɛ sɛ ɔmo hu ne bank statements anaasɛ ne pay slips ne ne bank statements to see say ampa ɛnyɛ ade a obetumi aboa wo de a, then of course he should be willing anaasɛ she should be willing to be able to show say there is no way a sɛ ɔka sɛ ɔboa wo a obetumi de sika ama wo sɛ fa yɛ application sika no ɛnso nti ɛnyɛ ade a obetumi aboa wo. And when in terms of saa application nipa korɔ no ɛka sɛ ɔboa wo no, they should be willing to provide you with every evidence possible for the caseworker to make their decision. Ebia wankasa wonni bank account, ɔno pɛ ɛna ɔwɔ bank account nti ɔno no bank account no ɛna ɔde kyerɛ. Sɛ ɛyɛ nipa korɔ no a wo ne ne te ɛna woka sɛ wote ne hɔ na woyɛ application no nso a, they expect say you will provide evidence of everybody in the household. Nti sɛ nipa korɔ no ɛne ne mba ɛna ɛte na nipa korɔ no nso ɛwɔ mba ɛwɔ fie hɔnom a, they expect say everybody will provide their bank statements in addition to the fee waiver request now we're making, because they need to be sure say ɛnyɛ ade a nkurɔfo no ɔmo efie hɔnom so ɛbɛtumi aboa wo, because ebia sɛ woka sɛ nipa korɔ no provide with sika because there's no way a wobɛtumi ahwɛ wo ho without their support there, then they will expect say that person and then the entire household will also provide omo bank statements to show say yeah there omo betumi aboa wo ama wayɛ application no. So it's very important say woka sɛ obi ɛboa wo financially a sɛ nipa korɔ no woka to n'adwene sɛ meda ase sɛ woboa me, but sɛ meyɛ fee waiver request na ɔmo bɛbisa wo bank statements nti patwɔ ɛyɛ ade a wobɛtumi de ama me de a ɛndeɛ patwɔ fama me na memfa nyɛ me application no for human rights. And then when it comes to the fact say in terms of human rights applications no, it can be either in the UK or even outside of the UK. Ebi te sɛ obi a ɔte UK hanom a ebi a ɔwɔ ne 2.5 na ɔpɛ sɛ ɔkɔfa ne ba efiri Ghana anaasɛ kuro bi aso na ɔde ne ba UK kurom ha. Nti ɛno no saa no, because ɔmaame anaasɛ ɔpapa no ɛwɔ 2.5 na ɔpɛ sɛ ɔkɔfa akɔlaa no based on the 2.5, ɛno na ɔmo frɛ no human rights application, because nipa na ɔwɔ hanom make application no on their family life, ɛna nipa na ɔba no nso make application no based on the family life. Nti ɛno nso saa no nso they regard it as a human rights application a wobɛtumi ayɛ ɛno fee waiver. Nti ɛno no saa no so to me complete fee waiver no na ɔde documentations na ɔmo hia ɛma ɔmo. Nti documentations na meka no ebi na mebɔ so to say bank statements, pay slip, sɛ wowɔ tenancy agreement a wode wo tenancy agreement ɛbɛka ho, sɛ obi ɛna wopɛkye ne living room a ɛnde nipa korɔ no sɛ ɔma wo letter sɛ wopɛkye ne living room but ɔpɛ sɛ wonya wo nkrataa na wofiri ne fie because ne fie living room deɛ ahɔhoɔ ba a ɛhɔnom ara na oyi so nti wo mpa no de bia sɛ wobobɔ so ansa na ahɔhoɔ nso atena ase. Nti it's very important sɛ nipa korɔ no bɛtwerɛ letter ɛde ne ID aka ho na waka sɛ wo hɔ ne hɔnom ɛna wopɛkye kakra. Sɛ ɛkɔba ne sɛ of course nipa korɔ no a ɔboa wo financially no nso ɛbɛtumi akyerɛ sɛ ɔboa wo financially de a, ɔde ne bank statements for the past 6 months ɛbɛka ho na akyerɛ ɔmo sɛ of course bank statements ɛne ne pay slips nie ɛnyɛ ade a wobɛtumi aboa wo. Sɛ wankasa woyɛ adwuma nso so a, ɛndeɛ wode wo pay slips ɛne wo bank statements for the past 6 months ɛbɛka ho to show sɛ woyɛ adwuma. And of course, wo sika no a wonya no ɛnso nti ɛnyɛ ade a wobɛtumi atua home office fees no. And if you have a tenancy agreement, with the tenancy agreement so ɛbɛka ho. And especially if you have expenses, ebia or credit card statements because wotua credit card loans, ebia wo bills, wo utility bills a wotua car, electricity, gas, water, with the bills no so ɛbɛka ho. And then you also have to include any evidence of wo income a wonya. So wo pay slips no pɛ ɛna ɛkyerɛ wo income a ɛndeɛ wo pay slips no wode ɛka ho. And then you have to also annotate any amount over £100. Ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo hu deɛ wode sika no yɛ because ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo hu sɛ wohwɛ wo ho na wotua ka for luxury items, and it means say sika no wo waste nti we want to look at the fact that you are using saa sika no for your essential living. Nti nneɛma a ɔmo no as essential no ɛyɛ biribi te sɛ aduane a wobɛdi, efie a wote mu rent, bills a wobɛtua, nneɛma a wode bɛhwɛ wo ho aka sɛ woannya saa nneɛma wei di a ɛndeɛ wontumi ɛmbɔ bra. Nti nneɛma a mabobɔ sei te sɛ rent, water, gas, electricity, aduane a wobɛdi, ntade a wo ne nkwadaa no bɛhyɛ, ebia classes a wotua ka ama nkwadaa no, they could be seen as essential as well. Nti they want to know sɛ sika no ɛnyɛ te sɛ wo spending sika no anyhow on holidays ne saa yamayama no because sɛ wo spending sika no on should I say luxury holidays ne luxury items deɛ ɛndeɛ ɛnyɛ ade a ɔmo gye di sɛ saa sika no ɔmo betumi de ama wo. So they want you to explain deɛ wode sika no ɛyɛ sɛnea ɔmo betumi ehu sɛ okay genuinely no ɛnyɛ ade a wobenya sika no de etua nti ɔmo ntua saa fees no ɛmma wo. And it's very important that you are able to annotate everything from £100 going so that at least ɔmo ehu deɛ wode sika no ɛyɛ. And just to round things up, when it comes to whether you're making an application in country and I say out of country, now person with a fee waiver now, you have to bear in mind say with these fee waiver applications, it take time for them to process. Sometimes only evidence now, then of course they will make a decision as soon as possible. So evidence now, they might take 3 months or more for them to make a decision. So depending on caseworker or young no, it might take some time. Into so person oh yes, I fee waiver application now wait to me I'm on whole time kakra. Not wait to me yes, I fee waiver no because fee waiver no is not the actual application. Over here no. Omuma decision na when you extra 10 days to make the application itself. In say no sano say omo decision eba over 10 days I would debate to me yes application for human rights and I say based on your family life and our private life and I say based on your article 3 rights. Nti ɛno no sa no na to me ɛde ato ho say okay me leave no ɛbɛba awie ɛsɛ meyɛ fee waiver and the mɛyɛ no ntɛm. Unfortunately no, there's no fee waiver for indefinite leave to remain applications. Nti sɛ wo say wopɛ sɛ woyɛ wo indefinite leave to remain deɛ and no saa no ɔmo ma wo fee waiver because it is not considered a human rights application. Nti ɛsɛ wotumi ɛboaboa sika no ano sɛnea wobɛtumi ɛde ayɛ wo indefinite leave to remain application. Nti ma yɛte yɛbɛgya wɔ ha na etiefoɔ ne ahwɛfoɔ sɛ wɔwɔ asɛmbisa bi a na wɔbɛtumi ebisa omo asem.
Yo, Mommy Lucy, Eunice, yeah, that's it. Hey, and idea. Where, what church is in here? It's here, no, what church mupa, na few questions be a poppy up. Senior medwin no menim sɛ saa na etiefoɔ nso a wɔrehwɛ yɛn no ɛredwen na obi ka sɛ ɔpɛ sɛ otie nso ɔnte yɛn twi kasa no yinka gbokoyi. Sorry, after we finish the program there's going to be a summary in the English version and then we'll repost that one as well. So if you are still on, you will get the English version of it. If you are not on, after we finish the program, you see a pop-up of our English version online and you can listen to. However, if you have any question at all, if you are still listening to us and have any question, you can go ahead and ask your question in English. We'll be, okay to answer you whether in English or in our local language. Okay, so thank you. Yakan is saying, Eunice, senior work no sa pepepepe wachiche mu na kyerɛ sɛ when it comes to home office no, ade a friend evidence there like I make initially no, evidence yeah everything to them. Enti no yɛnhwɛ some of the questions na ɛreba no. Ɛnkyɛ bia maybe telephone lines no nso na bi question bi wɔ hɔ a wobɛtumi bisa. Sɛ nhyɛ da mfa wei ho a, you are still welcome to ask that question. Enti yɛndi kan fee waiver na yɛaka ho asɛm no. My question is, in your submission, okay, say MBA say obi beye onim so obe use fee waiver no dey can application onye in time say na beye a obenya na wotumi aye. Say wo evidence na decision be check akra. Say wonni evidence ne dey straight away na ya boy good, but wo evidence na check MBA 3 months and more. Na me bisa question is say abere a na mayɛ fee waiver mbia menim sɛ me nkrataa no in 6 months time ɛna ɛba abɛwu nti medi kan ayɛ fee waiver no sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ a menya results ne ntɛm ansa na mɛtumi de ayɛ na mbia nyame nkyɛ adeɛ meyɛ no mu no ɔmo nso so ɛmfii me ntɛm na time no ɛbɛn me application me yɛka ne sɛ baabi a ɔsɛ me renew me nkrataa no ɛbɛn a abra fee waiver ne wɔ mu no sɛ kɔba ne sɛ ɛtwam abram application or sɛ meyɛ application na home office wɔbɛ penalize me sɛ manyɛ my application no me ma me nkrataa ne wu ansa meyɛ nea mepa akyerɛ sɛ mayɛ fee waiver na ɛkɔba ne sɛ ɛmbi a ɛkɔtɔ mo nsɛm decision na amba ntɛm na me nkrataa na mekra ne wu a ɛwɔ consequences bi wɔ application na meyɛ ho ana me first question.
Okay, then that's it. I believe say this is a question for most people because most
Mm,
people who make human rights application will be asking the same question.
mm,
Say a company say oh yeah fee waiver application before we'll leave and I say was sitting no able will dear.
mm,
Then of course your time is still running as if you made the application itself in time.
mm,
Nti fee waiver no cover wo in terms of wo application now be later on. And the reason I say that is because I know say home office for no omo own guidance ne omo policies. Nti omo guidance ne kyerɛ sɛ wotumi yɛ saa wo fee waiver request before our sitting no ebewu dia and there it will run as if your leave has not expired until your leave is running as if it is still extant until a decision is made. And see within the 10 days now mobile make a decision on your fee waiver no it's out to me yeah human rights application. And if you're able to make it within the 10 days there, then it will continue as if your leave has not expired at all. But let's say we will fee waiver application. Ebia, the decision you got was not favorable. Almost almost found out. Into we'll sign a year another fee waiver application within
mm.
the 10 days. And also say oh yeah sad dear and it means that now we'll leave now
When
one
ebewu.
trim because why a
Mm,
second fee waiver application. It's
mm,
with the second one, unfortunately, no, the time will not run, and as will leave no will not continue as you would like it to. See, by the second fee waiver application, it means that now as it's no ewu when to me and your application no in term and answer in time. It is very important say we your first fee waiver now the decision number no obey human rights application within that 10 days. See, if you know very well say anya dia ombema o sika na because ebia wo sika bi e wo savings ebia Equifax for akɔtwe wo online accounts bi aba nti unim pa say wo sa sika na and dem mempa wo na wetua sika no bɔkɔɔ na wayɛ wo application otherwise samba ne saa dia and wobɛnya asɛm in terms of indefinite leave to remain application a wobɛkɔ akɔyɛ. Yeah.
Enti nea wo ka na kyerɛ sɛ home office be refuse obi fee waiver. The possibility sɛ meka kɛkɛ sɛ ɔmo akɔ hu sɛ nipa yi ɔwɔ sika bi da baabi ana sɛ oyusu sika wɔ na ne statement no mo de yɛ nneɛma bi a enka could have saved him or her to pay for the fee na or pay fee waiver no. Ɛno so na ɔmbɛtumi gyina de refuse no. Sɛ mpatwɔ me correct. So
Yeah. So if they feel say you could have saved the money on answer what was bia on way to me refuse to fee waiver. But they will still grant you that 10 days to put in an in-time application. It's within that 10 days, no, not what the application not. Yeah.
atum. Okay.
Yeah.
Na fento no ohona no se me omode baaye no a omofo se saa sika na embia memfa ne se sika bi efi baabi ana ekoto baabi na omonim se me sika na ewo me nchen na ma ye application se me ye second application na even mitumitua fee waiver no mitumitua my application fee no but I will still go ahead to apply for the fee waiver na menya evidence say me kobo busia nti I need to repay the money now. Is there home office or to me refunds and they will not accept that. Same be our own say yeah well situations be a utuminya me fan say fines and stuff like that and you want to prevent it from escalating say be debia no modi ebi be ka ho no enti no before you can say appeal and I say ube challenges are fines no sometimes you pay and then you go and challenge omo who say enya wo fault ana bibia they refund sa procedure na me bisa say ayem bia
Yeah.
home office wo system like that say fe waiver na wa ye no
Yeah.
e ba ye no man fa ma areba you feel say scanning bia nya wo dia you can still have evidence to show say enya wo dia but then you go and pay the money na application in go to ten e be ya 10 days no pound now if you request this or more refund because ubo busi na is there I mean it sounds funny but is there anything like
Hey,
that
Maya. I mean, we want to eat our cake and have it as
of
well.
course if the opportunity is there yes
Mami put it say ebia wankasa no wakɔhyɛ w'atadeɛ wo se wɔyɛ wo bronya atadeɛ waha atadeɛ no but atadeɛ na waha no wode kɔ back to shopping
of
nti
course
ma obi anyɛ ne fi
and no
woyɛ ahyɛ atadeɛ no sɛ obi yɛ ne fi a ɛnyɛ nipa korɔ no fault
Nasem.
ebia wankasa koraa po na wobɛyɛ ne fi ɛsɛ wotumi yɛ
That's
dry
right.
cleaning ansa na wode akɔ back to
Yeah,
shop.
that answers my question. Even for the next one, still for that for maybe a telephone lines, but I still have got some few questions to ask though. But maybe a telephone lines, in case you pursue bisa question. It could be say a bit far deal with, it could be say a different thing. You are still welcome to ask the question. Now, me share my next question and maybe say, oh, la Eunice, me ye duma kama, me duma ni na eto so me nim same bia by 6 months time no me friend me fan say me renew me nkrata nti no menim say I'm able to pay for it afa alongside the way no na assembly abesi na medwuma say nti no say when they are requesting for 6 months pay slip no maybe my year 6 months no 4 months na egusu no na 5 months ni ye dwuma kama then just 1 month to my application 28 days me say me dwuma edwuma nti me ni edwuma yeah, and menya monthly salary or pay that very month, no. And tia no ntim pese me fee waiver. However, I have only shortest possible time, 28 days to do. Me to me I fee waiver, no. But then when they request for my bank statement, it shows say previously I was working all right, but within a month or two, now I've lost my job, and it will be impossible for me to raise that funds to pay for. Possible say me, I still go ahead with the fee waiver, and then can say no, 6 months pay slip now you were having money sika was so nti say ni say I mean say in terms of that.
Okay, so in terms of making that fee waiver request, usually what happens is that they would request that you show the evidence that, of course, yeah, they are able to me 8 years ago.
Mm,
If, for instance, who say ebia sika na wo no ebetumi etua for application no, but entumi entua for immigration health surcharge na,
mm,
then they will say ebia we're giving you a partial fee waiver, ubetua
okay,
application fee na yen so yetua IHS.
okay.
And as long as you are making the application in time before wasitna no ebewu no, you should be able to show evidence say
Mm,
unisika na odibetua, will pay slips or bank statements any, will tenancy
mm,
agreements any, or expenses any. There's
mm.
no way I will be to me etua home office fees no. Omo beshum na omo are making omo decision.
Okay. Nature say everything is still evidence. Bibi no I be found edwane. Now Eunice, me question back Michael, okay, maybe some Michael there no na maybe some Miss Media no. Michael Kiamo a ebisa question say may my leave will expire in June. When can I submit my application? You say you say application normally I see you can do the application 28 days prior to your expiration of the visa no. Analo is and yes I say
Yes,
o person
see.
ye ne ntem so a nka me hu say okay the question now we bisa no me nka baby kakra bia na opese new fees be opese beat down the fee no na up to June so is I think about 2 or 3 months to come obetumi ay application say na be obetia old fee no nkotia new fee no.
Of course, if he's saying say ebia and it's 2.5 we who say ebe
Mhm.
wudrun into but so BT our time no dear, then of
Mhm.
course he can make the application because yeah, applications almost a processing time what 6 to 12 months into
Mhm.
say or so yeah in term just to beat the time there over to me.
Mhm.
I mean the fees there over to me application no
Mm.
earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yo, and Michael, when be sanso me bisa me hu osunsun wi ase dada se sa na tie dia. Odofo wa homa so mesra we ni de mo ka se friend ye ma yente on kana bisa question ne yanko. Good good morning. Yes, ye checha Manchester for nyina. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. Mhm. 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 Sɛ exams ne deɛ ɛnhyɛ da mfa wotwerɛ no nnɛ o wotwɛn few events a woatwerɛ mfa ho wokɔyɛ application about miss you need it sɛ that is sɛ application no yɛ ɛbɛkɔ so a saa na me you still need it nti no ɛnhyɛ da mfa wo fee waiver ne ho patwa wate aseɛ ɛna woyɛ saa exams no a ɛno nso a you have 2 years to use it. Enti minim how the application your application how it will looks like nti me farmer lawyer non mu but when it comes to A2 no say may apply me fee waiver as my A2 and me A2 na answer me apply me fee waiver na no enhyɛ da mfa ho because you have 2 years when you do the exams you have 2 years to use it for application so when you use within 2 years na ɛpa ho a then you have to do it again enti minim say we answer your question but legal aspect ne deɛ lawyer Eunice bɛyɛ answer o lawyer Eunice mpatwɛ me nua bɛrima ne question yi ɛdɛn na wobɛtumi aka afa ho.
My sorry, just ubisa na sem kakra ma me biom because man shedante.
Mate Ɔse ne nua baa skill or the skill worker na baa na ɔne ne kunu nyinaa baa, but unfortunately no ɔne ne kunu no atwam aware no mu wɔ fie ɛna wanya obi wɔ ha aware no ane na anyem awo akwalaa. Ɔne ne nyem wo akwalaa no nipa no wɔ British book nti wasan ama akwalaa no na ɔno ɔbaa no sesi a no ɔpɛ sɛ nkɔgyina akwalaa no so na ɔmfa switch from skill worker no na ɔmfa mbra 5-year route no so. Nti obisa ne question obisa ya me ma ne mmoa ne sɛ obisa sɛ ɔnyɛ A2 na ansa na wakɔyɛ fee waiver anaa ɔnyɛ fee waiver ansa wayɛ A2 no exams no ɛna mama ne answer wɔ hɔ, but ne
Oh.
ɛka ho no deɛ me nka hwee.
Into Oba as dependents and yes skilled worker.
Me nua bɛrima wo sɛ yɛ dependent anaa skill worker? Ɔyɛ dependent, yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. It's because Oba as dependent there, of course, said ne leave no eda so ewo ho as valid there, over to me as switch ako 5-year route no so. But they need to be able to know say omo leave no valid. And I don't think said looking at the share code is always the best. Say skilled worker nankasa no ebia ojide say ne leave no mo train because ebia ne dwumemfo no almost share that manage ebia what is so much license no, then it can be a bit shaky. So I'll say it's on your application no as soon as possible. Na
Possible.
so obey ni A2 na obey in term because of course they would look at the A2 in terms of the application itself. Oh, your online application now they ask you whether you have the certificates or you have the reference number in say what the share application also in so person or your fee waiver so then of course they can make the fee waiver application and do the English language test at the same time.
But when you answer
Yeah, but the share code no extra say the reason we 2027.
tie na ɔka sɛ share code no ɛnhyɛ da nyɛ the way because a lot of nkurɔfoɔ a mo ya suspend ɔmo licenses no dodoɔ no atumi generate share code because ɛwɔ suspension period, but yɛ revoke a na yɛ ana ɛha adwen nti ɛyɛ shaky na lawyer ɛka no nti nea ɔkaeɛ no wodie no so a na aboa wo ayɛ.
Yeah, but she that's it.
Yɛnso yɛda ase yo yɛnkɔ yɛnim na share program ne ma me close here. Okay, nsi lawyer Eunice woakyerɛkyerɛ mu afei aberɛ a wokasa no saa financial support ne accommodation support ne adeade a sisi a home office for ayɛ ɔmo tatahwe sɛ wokɔyi w'anim sɛ wo na wo support obi a ɔpɛ sɛ ɔyɛ fee waiver na kyerɛ sɛ ɛbɛgye wo nso nyinaa hwehwɛ mu sɛ woa mu wogyina yie ɛna wo support obi anaa ɛyɛ na nkurɔfo bebree mpɛ sɛ ɔmo de ɔmo bank statement bɛma people that they are supporting for any home office applications nti na ɛyɛ na akɔyɛ den kakra nti no yɛhwɛ sɛ bi a nipa no me support no sɛ ɔda me fie sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ because oni sika a ɔbɛyɛ den ɔde bɛ rent dan ɛna me ma no aduane nso di nti no saa area no maayɛ nti ɛno no mɛtumi atwerɛ letter kɛkɛpɛ akyerɛ sɛ yes me a mewɔ saa fie asɛmasi sei ne sei me na mama afenai accommodation sɛ ɔnda hɔ na ɔnte sɛ ɔbɛnya ne nkrataa no ɔno nso de apɛ bi akɔ anaa meyɛ aduane a mema no bi nti saa na ɛteɛ ɛno mɛtumi de letter ka ho but ɛkɔba no financial na sika no ɛnyɛ sɛ bi a mede tua no wɔ ne bank mu ɛwɔ mu a no a bɛbisa m na mekita £100 bi a mede abɔ ahyɛ no mekita £2 bi a mede abɔ ahyɛ no mekita £5 mede abɔ ahyɛ no nti no ɛhɔ no ɔka sɛ kɔm de ne pɛ na ɔba manyɛ tii wonkyɛ me na me ho akyerɛ me wonkyɛ me na bia 50 bi hyɛ me na mede abɔ a me saa no na home office demand me bank statement na ɛkyerɛ sɛ ade nti na anaasɛ deɛ na ɛkyerɛ sɛ me support saa nipa yi sika a metaa de ma no nso yi nyinaa yɛ ka ne sɛ cash and how does that work?
Okay, in terms of third party evidence no, I believe say when it comes to anybody who is supporting you, even let's say accommodation keke nipa kono on shada emma osika bia but say accommodation keke krampona the person should be able to say I me honom and all purchase bia because of the fact say wonhyɛ da any adwuma ɛyɛ no nti me hall anaasɛ me living area ɛna
And now
wo
that, yeah.
yeah. Nti ɛno no saa no nipa ko no ɛsɛ ɔtumi kyerɛ by way of letter and then some sort of proof of address because ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo hu sɛ ampa wote hɔ nom.
Mm, mm,
Sɛ woka sɛ wo support nipa ko no financially whether you are somebody who is a friend or a relative
mm,
or
mm,
whatever. Ɛno no deɛ they expect say you will be able to show by way of your bank statement say
mm.
ɛnyɛ ade a wobɛtumi etua fees no ama nipa korɔ no.
Ah, okay.
So they are looking to see that you don't have that amount of money nti ebia wonni application fee sika no
Mm,
anaasɛ wonni immigration health care charge sika no to
mm,
help that person. It's
mm,
like I said previously, they can also grant partial fee waiver. Or to
mm,
like I said, to your application fee and na your immigration health surcharge.
mm,
Until when it's like that, then it means say it is important that you are able to show say what
mhm,
counts no and yet there was a or de months
mm.
and applicants no say on an application.
Okay.
It's
Mm.
almost share with bank statements and who said only sasika no.
Okay. Right. Yo, order for one home so kafra se wejina so ache. Pacha oka se frame me ente onka. Good morning.
Good morning, lawyer Eunice.
Wajo so.
Morning.
My name is so. I'm a battle question.
Koso na bisa papa.
The patrol question is young man say it was 2.5, 2.5.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
and the Jima and the member.
Mhm.
A gen of 4 times.
Mhm.
And the fourth one here. If I say the last one, the back,
Mhm.
back 10 years.
Mhm.
It's thinking of going to pay for indefinite leave to remain.
Mhm.
Is there any way which we have to find there in get British citizenship instead than going to pay for that indefinite? Second is possible
Mhm.
Fox person very
Okay. Line is on one. Na minim say nka British before be nationality ni you unya indefinite na after a year and 12 months and so to me I qualify to become nationality. But scenario oh man.
I should not really different because I collected 10 years. A year 10 years, you know, man, say living here 10 years as a child.
Nti akwala na wopɛ sɛ ɔyɛ nationality na na yɛ wo akwala no. Yo.
Different body. I collected 10 years.
Okay.
They want to give me left it now. Just a second, I collected
Mhm.
the person is doing registration number for
Okay.
now this year, no work 10 years.
Okay.
The best of advice, which one?
Okay. Yo, Eunice, Wadaroma, question no be sad. Pachote, dear.
Patron. I mean, when
Mm.
you're naturalized or registering, especially when you're registering a child, there is no prerequisite requirement. Say, Akolano will leave and sana will register no as British.
Oh, okay.
So, in terms of Akola, we detained yet. As long as they are able to show that they have lived the first 10 years of their life here in the
Yeah.
UK,
Mm.
you can make the application on their behalf. So there's no requirement under law said they should have indefinite or they should have leave to remain. You can make the application for them um, based on Section 1(4) of the British Nationality Act. Senya almost so to me enya almost certificates now almost to me enya almost British book. Yeah.
Okay, ni ọpa kyerɛ sɛ akwala no nso ɔgye 2.5, 2.5 no no nso enya 10 years ne sisi a.
At the moment, no, 2.5.
Or only 2.5 years.
No, also I did send your message.
Ɔno nso agye quarter na ama ɔno nso aka ne last one a ɔbɛkɔ 10 years. Okay.
Na akola no wedi ahe.
Obani akla no wedi mfie san. 10 years this year. And 10 years no na ukoji 2.5 na no wajibi ama no. Ukoji anti mo nyina nka you are due say mo kwakoji last 2.5 no. But ubese ohu say akwala no instead of say obeji 2.5 aka ho na mana ye 10 years no. Rather no bisa so no betumi aye no citizenship application no straightforward. Registration enye se obesan akwaji 2.5 ansa wakoye registration. Sa ni question no. Oh, okay. Lawyer Eunice, question added adane. Inti sa ni answer na.
Nti akola ne di 10 na waye ne registration na ma no. Ehun hia se obeye 2.5 na indefinite na any other leave embe ma akola no. Odi 10 na waye registration na ma akola no.
Even though that has not expired.
Okay, let me rephrase it this way. Nkola ewo krom ha omo ni nkrata. Leave to remain no omo ni bi crampo, but still omo registration certificate when they make the application at the age of 10. Into so on krata o ni nkrata o obetumi eja aye naturalization application and that's a registration application. Pacha what I say? Mhm.
Me hu dada. So how boko de. Okay. Yo yenko yenima mre ne ko. Enti ohene yeda si bebre. Na Lioness o enso bisa okay akosia pia e the question bi nso abetudwa obisa say ne application from or say what application form do I need to retain right of residence as a divorcee of an EU spouse. And you know, akosia form will be some form kra obe useful for the retention of right application. No?
I believe say all EU settlement scheme applications is one. It's you would use the same online application under the EU settlement scheme. It's you will be filling that application form and there will be three options that pop up whether you are applying as an EU national or a family member or you're applying as a person who has retained their rights or you are applying as a frontier worker and you have to be able to choose one of those three options when making the application. And see, Akosia, I believe that has answered your question.
Yes, so many other four back on so ahumane so pacho okase frame yentonka.
Good morning, Mama.
Good morning, mommy. Good morning.
Wait in pacho me buta question yama asim ayina mami sister.
No worries.
Me pacho we need difference no. No mu grant mano. It's about me fan send a man teach no mu send me email say any kwasa no me train ma 1 year no so. Bet me aye no na you know for
Nationality.
Nationality no. Enti wonya any time no ne wo de chair lawyer there. E ma lawyer no bi to mu ta obetumi aye because o mu na send ne sa email no. Enti wo ye. But o mo e refuse no. Said chair train 1 year no.
Yeah, home office for.
Me no I say.
Home office for. Oh.
Also, why the email they sending no?
Okay. Near Lioness near patcha ni say oye ni indefinite na buy no. Anche bia just a couple of months na another letter from the home office truck or man say ma ehu hia say o so twen 1 year no to apply for the citizenship. However, no, or yeah, or bet me I'll go ahead to do it. Until sa letter no the training lawyer na lawyers say home office na atro dia ene kona koye. Afi wakwa koye application so ma refuse say 1 year na nso yen tada na we application.
It's in nipa no now are British ni ana.
And Odna ne ban for but Okoya no indefinite no. And then maybe to say bank NSC agreement and council tax no one the partner ni din and was to the tax here and now the coin ni kuni me pass the partner ni British ni.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, it's based on the fact that the partner no or your British ne I believe said that was the basis on which they said she could make
Sendele.
the application. But usually she has to show she waware ni pano. If they can show that they are married to the British national Dianaka Otumi and the application no straight away. But if they are not married, unfortunately, she will have to wait the 12 months.
Yeah, because also na oye oja ne ban for 2222 ni sabe nya ni indefinite ni to one when him say enya marriage. If you receive some email no me man ni koye sa
Enti no home office membre mu home office assumption say uyusu sa evidence na obema ni din wo so no they assume, let me put it that way, say ene waware no nti letter na e bae no say waware British even though wugina oba no so 2 have but evidence na wo ko show ye no would obi din ka ho a ono ye British national, so home office might have assumed same bia ene waware nipa kono but na enye nipa no na wugina ne so e de aye sa indefinite application no. Sa home office there omo nsem na ebibi embia sa na omo dwen anase embia letter no kra might have stated say waware osimesi dia ene you qualify so be a British citizen in term abra won 12 months no in term be a letter no misunderstanding and I say misinterpretation and I say bb led to say okay ene mame nkoye application no so Omar refuse here I think say you need to wait for the 12 months and then redo application, but unfortunately refund can them engine is on refund the amount
because maybe didn't receive that email now. You know that you need to wait for the 1 year.
Any home office for court. Well, Pacha make keke, don't mind me. Don't mind me. Consume so ma misled you. Now that would be a new case. Krana ya na next time a home office bear such mistake no. Ni ejina so na ya assume ni nya refund. Don't mind my words. Exactly. So that the whole thing is we application no. So when him say already guidelines na wo ho ne say ugina wo ba so we say ni say home office omo procedure ni enti say embia omo asene letter e de aba say ni say a na wo nim say no me worry British ni enti me ba na me gina so you have to wait for it na 12 months ne so a na wankwa engina home office for kasa no so I say HMRC for almost sending letters we say oh maybe you are due for refund near the oh so nim say ade a why near the maybe you near refund so the corner ko ya be first wa obebo mo kron no but omo na omo can say you are due for refund. So enti sometimes where they are generic when ye legal one anti mo amutie me no mamu fama no ensi boni we ye nkomo aye ka say sometimes there are information be a beba generic because say sa ne emra no but who feel say sa emra na wo no enhye da mfa wo ho a you don't have to go ahead and then do the application wo hwe wasitemu say insema home office for ka no e fa wo ho ana say mfa wo ho nti se mfa ho na your application they will refuse you but what you say aha nti mo hwe the next step am obeti se ade mre ni kakra be abegum nti mo ntwen few months na aka no na mo nsanye reapplication bi
because all the scanner or
Edoso. Omo fort. Mejidi. Mommy, who knows? Any omon go coxy omo, any omon go. Who knows? Say we be winning. I mean, Bibia dear ye to me try emu. Yo, mommy, that's ye miracle. Ye miracle. Dodo na mo ba so nyina onyame nhira mo. Okay, Gustav Tego. Or say, hi lawyer. My name is Kwesi. I came to UK with a skilled worker visa in construction. On reaching here, I realized the company that gave me the COS and appointment letter have revoked. Ubedu ye na hu so ye revoke na say check akra. All effort to get them to get job has proved futile. I have been worried and frustrated. Meanwhile, the Home Office has written to me to prove why I should be allowed to stay in the UK. Allowed to stay in the UK, maybe, or I leave UK. All effort to look for a switch has also proved futile. Can you please help me get a switch or any other way I can stay in the UK? Switch ya seme dear. First one, metumi aka say switch no. Enye construction na ode buy no nko na or say wotumi e a switch ko ho. Embia na ho no aye den. Look for alternative because home office ma osa letter ne dia, to be very honest. Ebu achia nso embu ye. Eunice mpacho futu be na obetumi de ama ye nua be me a. Kosi a why frustrated. Minim say careful there ya mo baby a they can put in their profile. Senior bear companies that are recruiting within, no, they should read them first before ombekwa abonte. But construction firms way omonso then or somewhere.
I mean, in terms of what he said that he knows that omo are revoke omo license,
Mm-hmm.
and in cases where the uh, license has been revoked, that
Mm-hmm.
means that your leave is likely to be cancelled because
Mm-hmm.
the employer who employed you doesn't have work for you, and
Mm-hmm.
you also don't have work to do because the employer hasn't got the work for you. So they would have cancelled his leave, giving him a certain amount of time. And
Mm-hmm.
see, if his leave has been cancelled, that means that, of course, he hasn't got any leave whatsoever. But if he's saying that he's seen that the Home Office has written to him, they've given him this amount of time, he still has leave up until this particular date, then we can
Mm-hmm.
say, then look for other jobs in other
Mm-hmm.
areas. But say we leave
Mm-hmm.
near with yeah, untumi yes switch beer because unfortunately une asetna ewo krompa.
Ewa.
That is
Mm-hmm.
where you have to look at human rights applications because you don't have any leave to remain. In
I
see,
had you.
I
Mm.
know it's one of those areas that
The-
in comfort don't want to find themselves, but it
mm.
happens. Yeah.
Ɛyɛ me nwanwa sɛ ɔse upon reaching obedu ha na ohun sɛ revoke na just say
Mhm.
wokura wotra yɛ yie because yɛ revoke anka airport hɔ na yɛ sign wɔ nti wotra yɛ yie sɛ wɔawura mu ɔdɔfoɔ wo ne me last caller yɛ tam aso patwɔ yɛntie wo na womfa question nto wɔ why kɔ so patwɔ ɔdɔfoɔ wo a woma so yɛtie o.
Yeah, hello.
Good morning. Yeah, hello.
Yeah, good morning. My issue now already is here.
Okay.
In fact, we will do her 23rd October,
Mm-hmm.
but on the 7th November, and I may fish it out and I mean, who said the license have been revoked on the 7th November. All efforts to get this company
Mm-hmm.
to at least employ me or to give me even 20 hours, you know.
Mm.
Me, you know, actually, me try to me share 20 hours for company dear moi.
Mm-hmm.
All they tell me is that I am a skilled worker, and therefore I'm supposed to work with a company that gave me the COS or employed me. This year, you know, for the past 5 months, I've been doing and sometimes what I will even eat is a problem. And I haven't spent all this money, you know, maybe how to go back. Meanwhile,
Okay, now personal issues. Bim, there are a lot of people in this situation. Trust me. na ebi wɔ hɔ wɛm nti a metwa wano sikasɛm na ɔde bem ne nti na metwa wano no enti no ɛmoa ɛhe na wote okay odi emre na so but situation there nkrofo bebre face but me hu say agencies be set up they are helping people ebi na sisi home office for the care for the abano omo create portal for them they can yes it depend but let's hope for the better home office almost to me surprising anytime let's hope for the better and no try other alternatives we bema try other alternatives say yen to me ndim komo ni nyina wa because ye mre na aye be and I can say yo oh dear you call and find out but nama wo be friend la Eunice on free office one na
Yeah, over to me afre office on 0208 493 7340. Into line number no was screen also 0208 493 7340.
screen is to say wo hwe ya wo be hu o screen
It
is
is
so
0208 493 7340.
all right yeah that's it thank you all right emre na ye be into no say lawyer Annie wo ho a may invite no na on for the English version of this education and and my so good morning lawyer Annie if you are in the studio yeah you're
Yes, good
welcome.
morning, Lady Manieti, and to all our viewers, and happy Friday to you all. So, today we looked at fee waivers. So, what is a fee waiver? Someone would submit a fee waiver application if they do not have enough money to pay for the actual letter human rights application. So, as lawyer Eunice said, when it comes to human rights applications, they can be quite expensive because you'd have the application fee that would have to be paid first, and then you also have the IHS fee, which can be £1,035, and that is per year. So if, let's say, someone is applying for 2.5, then they would have to pay the IHS fee times 2. So if an application can basically cost just over £3,800. So in that case, if an applicant thinks that they do not earn enough money, for example, they can apply for a fee waiver, and the Home Office can either give them a partial fee waiver, which means that the Home Office may say that the applicant can pay for the application fee whilst the Home Office will deal with the IHS fee, or it can be a full fee waiver, which means that the applicant wouldn't have to pay any money at all towards the application. So the actual application would be free. So we also looked at today what type of applications you can apply for a fee waiver. As lawyer Eunice said, when it comes to indefinite leave applications, you cannot apply for a fee waiver. But if you are applying for a private life application or a family life application, you can apply for a fee waiver. So to give an example, let's say the applicant has been in the UK for 20 years, they have established ties to the UK because they've lived here for such a long time, or even let's say the person is under the age of 20, but they have lived more than half of their life in the UK, and so again, they have established ties to the UK. In that case, that would be a private life application, and they would be able to apply for a fee waiver, or even if the applicant, let's say, is here in the UK and they have a family life with a British spouse, for example, or they have a British child or a settled child, they can also apply for a fee waiver. So, in terms of the test, when it comes to fee waivers, you would have to show that you are destitute or that you are at risk of becoming destitute. So, you'd have to show that either you do not have adequate accommodation, or you may have adequate accommodation, but you may not be able to meet your essential living needs, which means that you may not be able to buy food, clothing, just in general, you may not be able to meet your essential living needs. And it's important to note that even if you work, you might still be destitute because, let's say, you may not be earning a lot of money, and so you might not be able to meet your essential living needs. So when it comes to such an application, you would have to, I mean, the application will ask you for basic information, your name, etc. But then it will also ask you for your income and expenses. And so you'd have to show as part of the application that your expenses are more than your income. Because if your income is like you have so much income and your expenses are not a lot, then the Home Office would say that you are in fact able to pay for the application. So as part of the application, you would have to show or prove how much you earn if you're working. So you'd have to provide pay slips and bank statements, 6 months worth of both of them. And then within the application, it will also ask you for your expenses, which you have to list down or break down. So if you have any utility bills that you pay, or any rent, travel, mobile, phone bills, any expenses that you have, you'd have to list them, and you'd have to put the exact figures there, how much your expenses are on a monthly basis. And that will help the Home Office to decide whether you are destitute or at risk of being destitute. And if you are living with someone, let's say there's a third party who provides you with accommodation because you're not able to pay for accommodation yourself. In that case, that third party would have to write a letter. It doesn't have to be a long letter, but within the letter, they just have to confirm that yes, they do provide you with accommodation, and that third party would also have to provide their ID, and also the third party would have to provide their bank statements, because the Home Office normally would say that if someone provides you, let's say, with accommodation, or they help you in a certain way, that person may be able to help you pay for the application. So if the third party provides their bank statements, the Home Office can tell that that person doesn't have enough money to give to the applicant. In that case, that would help with the fee waiver application. And lastly, as lawyer Eunice said, you have to make sure. So let's say if someone is here in the UK and their leave is about to expire, let's say they have 2.5 based on a British child, or a child who is settled in the UK, and their leave is about to expire, they have to make sure that they submit the fee waiver application before the leave expires. Otherwise, the person would be here illegally, and then that person would be protected under Section 3C, and their leave will be still intact, which means that they can still work. And then lastly, when the Home Office comes back and let's say the application is successful, the fee waiver application is successful, in that case, the person or the applicant would be given 10 days in which to submit the proper human rights application, whether that's the private life application or the family life application. And also with the bank statements that the applicant will submit, they would have to annotate every transaction. It used to be every transaction over £100, but now the Home Office has said, or they now request that every transaction over £250 is annotated. And that's just to make sure that the applicant does not spend their money on like luxurious things. So yeah, every transaction over £250 has to be annotated and explained. So that is just a quick summary for today. I hope this helps someone. Thank you.
Thank you to lawyer Annie. For Emsa Hane did me din baby Emreko. Enti nyame adom ochna the community and the law beba so yemi abema reku from Pambejinemo, a very beautiful topic. Be benefit mu nyina. Enti mum make a date with us. Join us the community and the law tomorrow 4 o'clock sharp na 6 o'clock ni. Until then no e did me din be wi na la Eunice bibi wo ha obeka shortly na afa yen put it close.
Just one more thing in terms of European for when it comes to nkorɔfo EU na yɛnka de sɛ ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo bɛsra obi ɛwɔ UK kurom ha nti ɔmo ba visit kɛkɛ from April of this year into April 2025 no you will all have to apply for the electronic travel authorization nti ɛno no saa no you will be paying £16 towards that electronic travel authorization, and it is usually valid for 2 years. In some more relatives, and I say, ebusuafo, any ayankofo, or EU no more person mobile UK chrome ha. From April of this year, no, they will have to apply for the electronic travel authorization
Organization.
before they travel into the UK. Into
Okay.
that is also very important. Into
Yeah.
yebecha mo hanom yame yadoma next week yebesha in a new month.
Yo, la Eunice, yes, yeah, that's it. For Hannah did you mean baby? Electronic travel authorization. We have a dream kakra mama next time when we come back. Until then, have a beautiful weekend and be blessed. Bye bye.
Based in London, we are a dynamic award-winning firm specialising in a range of legal services. Welcome to BWF Solicitors, a trusted and experienced law firm specialising in immigration and nationality, appeals and judicial review, dispute resolution, family and matrimonial, and other family law disputes with international context. These include matters such as private child arrangement orders, contested and uncontested divorce, non-molestation for domestic violence, and financial remedy. Our childcare and family team appreciate the issues facing you at such a difficult time. Our advice is delivered in a confidential and sensitive manner. Meet Bernard Owusu, our esteemed senior partner, with over 32 years of experience and known for his expertise and dedication to serving our clients and the community. BWF Solicitors stands for integrity, respect, excellence, teamwork, diversity, inclusion, and service to the community. We provide tailored assistance specific to your case. At BWF Solicitors, every day is filled with dedication, creativity, and a commitment to finding the best solutions for our clients. Our team at BWF Solicitors is ready to assist you with all your legal needs. You can find us at the 4th floor, Anna House, 214 to 218 High Road, Seven Sisters, London, N15 4NP. Our main office line is 0208 493 7340, or our emergency line is 07712 761 884.